Hi yogis, my name is Lauren. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be taking you through a 20-minute all levels flow. I'm going to be featuring the Warrior series, so Warrior 1, 2, and 3 with a couple of extra poses thrown in there. We're going to start today in our comfortable seated position, or Sukhasana. So go ahead and you can seat cross-legged, one leg could be in front of the other. I do suggest raising up the hips with either a block, a blanket, or a bolster. Your eyes can be shut or the gaze could be softly down the bridge of your nose. Go ahead and ground down into your hips, into your seat. Spine is elongated. Crown of the head reaches towards the ceiling. There's a slight tuck of the chin just to make sure the cervical spine's elongated as well. Let's introduce some deep belly breaths. Inhale, soften the belly. Exhale, navel hugs into your spine. Inhale, send the belly down, the breath down into your belly. Exhale, navel hugs into spine. We'll move into our Dirga breath, our 3-part breath. Inhale into the belly, ribs, up into your chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale into the lower lungs, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. On your next inhale, arms sweep up overhead, hands come to touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Welcome. Namaste. Inhale, hands come up overhead. Exhale, left hand drops down beside you. Walk those left fingertips out. Come into a seated bend. Ground down into your right hip. Maybe the chest opens, maybe the gaze lifts up towards the ceiling. Back to neutral. Inhale, hands back up overhead. And drop the right hand down beside you. Walk those fingertips out. Take your bend over to the right hand side. Ground down through your left hip bone. Maybe the chest opens, maybe the gaze lifts up towards the ceiling. Back to neutral. Hands come up overhead. Inhale, your right hand behind you like a kickstand. Left hand comes to the outer right leg. Inhale, grows your spine nice and long. And on the exhale, turn and twist. Drop that left shoulder down. Inhale, hands come back up. Exhale, left hand behind you, right hand to the left knee. And grow nice and tall into your spine on your inhale. And on your exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale, hands come up overhead. Exhale, walk your hands out, roll onto your hips, and we'll meet you over in our tabletop position. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Shoulders are over the wrist. Hips are over the knees. Let's move into some cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the chest, cow. Exhale, push into the mat, tuck the tailbone, round the spine, cat. Inhale, drops the belly, lifts the gaze, lifts the tailbone. Exhale, push into the mat, round the spine, cat. Inhale into your cow. Exhale, push into the mat, round the spine, cat. Gaze between the legs. Inhale to your neutral tabletop. And on your exhale, walk the hands down in front of you. Arms come down. Forehead comes down to the mat into your puppy pose. You want to keep your hips over your knees. And let's transition into our Sphinx pose. Hips come down to the mat. You're going to be on your forearms and your hands. Think about tucking your tailbone down, pushing your hips into the mat. You really want the focus of the back bend to be in your thoracic spine. And hands come under the shoulders, big toes together, knees apart into your Balasana, child's pose. Head can come down to the mat. Inhale, push forward into your puppy. Send the chest down. Chin or head comes to the mat. And transition into your Sphinx pose. Your weight transfers to your forearms and your hands. Push your tops of the toes and your hips into the mat. Chest shines forward, Sphinx. Come on up into our tabletop. We're going to transition into our downward facing dog. Tuck the toes under. Send the hips up and back. Your fingertips are grounded into your mat. Spread nice and wide. Arms are straight and strong. You want the focus to be in your hips up towards the ceiling. So if that means you have a slight bend in your knees, then that's what that means. Go ahead and walk your dog, bend into your right leg, send the left heel back, and bend into the left leg, send the right heel back. A couple more times. This is our first downward facing dog. Go ahead and ease into it. Into our neutral dog. Inhale, right leg up to the ceiling, bend into the knee, open up the hip. And let's transition, knee to chest, step that right foot in between the hands, into our runner's lunge. Chest and gaze look forward, drop the hips down. Pivot that back left foot to a 90-degree angle, cartwheel the arms up and overhead. Virabhadrasana 2, our warrior 2. You want your right knee bent. Knee is going to be over that right ankle. Inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Exhale down into your warrior 2. One more time. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the legs. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the leg, front leg, send the hips up and back. Reach forward with the right hand when you can't reach anymore. Right hand drops down to the inner right leg. Gaze, and left hand up towards the ceiling. Trikonasana. This is going to be our triangle pose. Bend into the front leg. Left hand plants down beside the right foot. Pivot on the back left foot. And open up into our twist. Right hand comes down to frame that front right foot. And let's go ahead, send that right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Right foot meets the left. Let's take a vinyasa. Inhale to your plank. Exhale, send the body forward. Bend into the elbows, slowly and with control, down to the mat. Hands under the shoulders. Push up into your Bhujangasana Cobra. Exhale, back to our tabletop. Up, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pedal out your dog. Inhale, left leg up. Open up that left hip. Exhale, knee to chest. Send that left foot forward. Into your runner's lunge. Chest reaches forward, hips drop down, bend in your front left knee. And go ahead and pivot the back right foot to a 90-degree angle. Cartwheel the arms up and overhead. Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Make sure that left knee is over your left ankle. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the legs, gaze up towards the hands. Exhale, bends us down to our Warrior 2. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten the legs, send the hips up and back. Reach forward with that left arm. When you can't go anymore, left hand down, right arm up. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Bend into your left leg. Cartwheel the right hand down to meet the left foot. Pivot on the back right foot. Reach the left arm up into our twist. Left hand plants down to frame the front left foot. Go ahead and bring the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Left foot meets the right. And we flow. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or your cobra. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Let's take a big inhale through our nose and let it go. Long sigh out the mouth. One more time. Inhale, right leg up and back. Send that right foot forward. Back left foot pivots at a 45-degree angle. Bend into your front right leg. And arms go up. Virabhadrasana 1, your Warrior 1. Hips and chest are facing the front of the yoga mat. Bend into that front right leg. Your hips, shoulders, and head are all in that one medial plane. Slight tuck of the tailbone. We're going to transition into our Warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Bend into that front right leg. Pivot to the tippy toes of your back foot. And send the upper body straight up, parallel to the floor. Left leg meets it. You're strong on that right leg. Inhale, and with control, left leg meets the right. Sip the hips back. Utkatasana, chair pose. And come to stand mountain. Couple of breaths here. Feel the effects on your right side body. Inhale, hands come up overhead. Exhale, dive forward, swan dive, flat back. Inhale, hands to the shins. Crown of the head reaches forward, flat back. Exhale, hands come down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Plant the hands. Step back, downward facing dog. Let's move over to our left hand side. Left leg reaches up and back. Knee to chest, send the left foot forward. Back foot pivots down at a 45-degree angle. Set up your base before coming up. Bend into your front left leg. Arms reach up. Warrior 1. Virabhadrasana 1. Hips are facing forward, chest is facing forward. Hips, shoulders, head, all in a straight line. Bend into that front leg. We're going to transition into our Warrior 3. Pivot the back foot. Push into that back foot. Bend into the front left leg. Send the upper body up. Right leg comes up. Strong on that left leg. Shaking is good. And right leg meets the left. Sit the hips back. Utkatasana, chair pose. And come to standing mountain pose, Tadasana. Couple of breaths here. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant to the mat. Step back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Let's go ahead, bring our knees down. We're going to transition to our pigeon Kapotasana pose. Your right knee is going to come behind the right wrist. Left leg stretches long back behind you. There's even weight distribution in between your left and your right hip. Come up nice and tall before coming down. Find length in your spine. Gaze forward. Keep the length that you just found. Slowly walk the hands forward. You could be up on your forearms and come all the way down. Forehead resting on top of the back of the hands. Couple of breaths here. Inhale, push into the mat. Exhale, big toes together, knees apart. Balasana, child's pose, just for a breath. Inhale into your Kapotasana, pigeon pose, left hand side. Left knee behind the left wrist. Right leg stretches out long behind you. Even weight distribution between the right hip and the left hip. Find some length in your spine first, maybe a slight back bend, before coming down. 2 breaths here. Push into the mat, raise the upper body up. We're gonna roll onto our left hip, send the right leg forward. Slowly with control. Roll down to the comfortable final resting position, your Shavasana. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and hug the right knee into the chest, stretch the left leg out nice and long. And grab hold of the right knee, twist open to the left hand side. Make sure to keep both shoulders grounded into the mat. Chest is raising up towards the ceiling. Inhale, right leg back to center. And let's switch. Bring the left knee into the chest. Stretch the right leg nice and long. Right hand grabs left knee and twist over to the right hand side. Inhale, left leg back to center. Let's hug both knees into the chest. Maybe make circles, your knees. Before coming down, finally, into a much deserved Shavasana, our final resting pose. Take up some space. Arms could be nice and wide. Palms facing the ceiling. Relax the space between your eyebrows. Relax all of your facial muscles. Relax the shoulders away from the neck. Bring awareness to your back body, grounding into the mat. Hips are heavy. Legs are heavy. You are here. You have nowhere else to be. Take the next minute or two to fully relax and give your body the rest it deserves. Begin to deepen your breath to wake up your body. Bring small movements into the fingers and the toes. Those movements grow larger to the ankles and the wrists. Arms come up overhead. Take a full body stretch. Inhale. And exhale, knees to chest. Roll over onto one side. Use the strength of your hands to push into the ground. Come to a nice, comfortable seated position. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.